So some people have been asking about the cast on because it's a little different. So I'm going to show you. Okay, in the directions for the cast on, you need to cast on 10 total stitches, 5 on each needle. It says to use a figure 8 or Judy's Magic cast on. I'm going to use the Tunisian cast on just because on the figure 8 I don't like when my stitches are sitting in the wrong direction. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my gosh, it was that easy to cast on my 5 stitches. So now I pull the bottom needle out. I knit 1, purl 1, knit 3. So now I shift my needles because I'm continuing around just like I would on the toe of a sock or the top of a mitten or something like that. So I've gone across one side of the front of row 1. Now I'm going to go across the other and I'm going to knit 3. 1, 2, 3, purl 1, knit 1. Now, if we were working on socks, we'd shift those needles around and keep going in the round. But this is not. I've finished row 1. Now I'm going to turn my work. Now on row 2, the wrong side, I'm going to purl 1, knit 1, purl 2. And at this point, I need an increase, don't I? So I'm going to purl front and purl back. Now on this one, I'm only halfway through the row, so I do need to adjust my stitches. When it said in the instructions, pull out the loop, that's what it meant. It's pulling out the loop like you would in the magic loop technique. Sorry, this is my tail. I don't want to work with that. So on this one, I've done my purl front and back. Now I'm going to purl 3. 1, 2, 3, knit 1, purl 1. Now this time I'm at the end of the row. I've got to remember not to go back around, so I'm going to turn my work. So I'm set up right now for round 3, or row 3, I'm sorry. On row 3, I'm going to knit 1, purl 1, knit 1. And now I'm going to knit front and back 4 times. So knit front, knit back once, knit front, knit back twice. Not at the end of a row, so I've got to adjust those needles. This can be a little cumbersome for a while, but after a while you're going to have enough stitches where you can just do everything on one. So this is my 3rd increase. Why do I always get fumbly when I'm demonstrating? 4th increase. Knit 2, purl 1. So you see how it's going to start creating a bigger and bigger wedge in between those needles. And eventually you'll be able to just pull your needles out where you can work back and forth across. I pulled that a little too early. I could do it, but it would be hard. So you can pull that loop back out until you're ready. When you get to the cast off, it's a pretty standard picot, but there was one step that had me scratching my head for a minute, so we're going to go over it. Okay, we've all done a picot bind off, but there was something different when I got on this one. when I was reading the directions, it told me to knit into the next stitch without slipping stitch off needle, pass second stitch on right needle over, and slip stitch remaining on right needle to the left. It should make sense, but it didn't to me till I did it in practice. I knit the next stitch, leaving it on the needle. I pass that stitch, the second stitch over. And then I bring this back to the left-hand needle. I cast on my 2 stitches for my picot, and then I start binding off. As I said, we've all done picot bind offs, and I've never seen this before. What did it do? Why did we do it? I'm going to show you. I'm almost there. Pop that over so we can, when you get done, that picot is anchored right, going to be anchored right over your purl columns. And it's the nicest, tidiest little picot you ever will see once you get it blocked. It's lovely.